Tune in Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. on Pulling Radio Network for Full Toll, the best truck pulling show in all of New York. Join Ray Tylutki as he pulls you down the track with all the news, stats, and points of truck pulling from across the country. Log on to pullingradionetwork.com or use the TuneIn Radio app. Buckle up and hold on and put the hammer down for Full Toll with Ray Tylutki.
You have tuned in to the Full Pull with Ray Tylutki on the Pulling Radio Network. And now here is your host, the voice of truck and tractor pulling of the Northeast, Ray Tylutki.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, we screwed the cue up on that one. We welcome you here, the Pulling Radio Network, live the Full Pull. And boy, we got some brand new, exciting news for each and every one of you. I don't know if he's out there. Are you there? Are you even there?
Can you see me?
What is that? What is that? You look like karate moves over there.
Yeah. You know, we're going at it today.
Hey, turn. You know. Hey. Oh, hang on. Try that one more time.
What do you want me to do?
Well, I don't know. We got to talk about it. It's
just time for a drink.
Oh, it's time for one of them already?
Yeah.
The topic of the week down in Keystone was not only just the carnage, not only the excitement that was there all week long, it was also the talk of the brand new show that is coming to everybody live here on the Pulling Radio Network. Hopefully I didn't seize everything up. Ladies and gentlemen, we introduce a brand new host, a partnership. Boy, I don't know how well this is going to go.
But it could end up being like Armstead and Posh, you know.
I don't know if the world can take the pulling world can take another Armstead and Posh.
I was listening to them boys driving home from working on the pulling tractor the one night, and they had me rolling. I was unbelievable.
Well, they are from Michigan. They're only a few hours away from each other. You and I are a little bit farther away.
Yeah.
But we're going to try it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to introduce the brand new show. We're going to roll it out, and everything's going to get changed. Don't worry, folks. The Full Pull with Adam Draudt and Ray Tylutki, taking pulling farther than ever before. Holy cow. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I mean, actually, here we are planning a show, and we just got to meet, what was it, less than a week ago.
Yes.
So face to face, I know we've talked a bunch and been on Facebook quite a bit, but it's it's been a couple months in the making, and it's really, really looking forward to just getting out there and trying some new things and pushing the limit a little bit better than we are,
Oh, I know. I tell you, I'm very, very excited about it. Very excited about it. And of course, Mad Pulling Picks, one of the big sponsors here. We do appreciate that. And of course, Adam Draught, the man behind Mad Pulling Picks, along with Upstate Safety and Supply, upstatesupply.com. And of course, Never Enough Performance, our studio sponsors here. We can't forget about the great folks from Polar Air. Adam, what a great job. We appreciate all their support. If you hadn't seen enough of, you saw you more than anything. We got a couple zoom in close-ups of you doing the work in the yellow shirt. Nobody really saw me unless you were at the event, and a lot of running around.
Probably better off.
What do you mean probably better off? You got to be kidding me.
Well, you're the man behind the scenes. You're doing your deal, running the control board, making sure everything's going smoothly and stuff like that. So it's, you need to be doing your thing too in order for all this to work, So
well, no doubt about it. I appreciate my cameraman Tyler Delaney coming down with me. He was a complete joy to work with. Went very well. And again, if you don't know what we're talking about, Keystone this past week was live right on the Pulling Radio Network, Adam. It was an incredible time. People from all over the world were watching the best of the Northeast, heck, of the East Coast. In Pennsylvania at the Pennsylvania Farm Complex. We had a great time with it. It looked great. We apologized for a couple bumps in the road with the sound. We eventually got that worked out late Thursday night into Friday, into the Friday session, and continue to work on it throughout the week. 4,100 is the total number, over 4,100 viewers all weekend long down there across the world watching the best from the East Coast, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that everybody there got to see the show that we did, because I'll tell you what, 9 years in the making, and this show just keeps getting better and better. Yeah, what a show.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. It was an incredible time. We had a great time. I just want to do one thing here while we're talking. Well, we are live and it is working. The sound is coming through. I just checked it on the other computer, and
I got people texting me saying it's working. So
I can't believe it. Well, again, the power of technology. You are on the western part of New York.
Yes.
And I am on the eastern part of New York, and it's about a 4.5-hour trip for the two of us to meet. And this seems to be working out better than expected. And we look forward to moving and bringing this to you folks more and more each and every week. And of course, we'll get the bugs worked out, things streamlined, and we'll figure out what we need to do to make everything work as smooth as possible. So we're looking forward to doing all the hard, heavy lifting. Of course, I'm doing all the heavy lifting from this end. And Adam, well, how's the cup?
Almost half empty. I might have to call Missy and have her go get me another one.
There it is. It's already turned to an Armstead and Post show.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of upset that we're not going to get to see another poll here until the beginning of June. After such a great weekend in Keystone, it really gets your blood boiling and wants to get you back out on the track. And now we got to wait. It's like, especially for me, working on that tractor, getting everything going, all this testing and everything. And now it's like, hurry up. And now we got a couple months here. So should be interesting.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. The tractor you're talking about, the Haywire, what a nice running piece. They did very well. You and the guys should be very proud of the work you got done on it. Everything looked good. I mean, she was a good looking tractor. The new tanks on the front, courtesy of your handiwork.
Yes, tank on the front, a lot of polishing underneath that. Hopefully, if you looked inside, you got to see. Some of the plumbing and stuff like that. Yeah. Matt Conrad, Eric Smith, and myself, we put in a lot of hours, and I can't forget Aaron Bogowski too. Matt's teammate, just burning the midnight oil, to help put on a show. And couple little hiccups with the new setup, but I think we're ready. Hopefully, we're ready for June.
Yeah, hopefully everything will start to come out well, and you guys will be getting ready for where will be the first event. You're talking June. I mean, where are you talking? It must be an PPL event.
Yeah, well, it's Empire State Pullers, Dansville, New York. Previous to that, Memorial Day weekend will be at USA East Hook down in Mercer, Pennsylvania. And then the first week in June, the week before Dansville, we will be at Sugar Creek, Ohio, and Mile Branch, Ohio for NTPA Region 2 hooks. So that's what's on the plan for the beginning of the year outdoors, obviously weather permitting.
Well, of course, and then I would expect the weekend to be as nice as it ever could be, or the weekends as ever could be. We had nice weather this past weekend, and hopefully we'll continue to have that throughout the entire pulling season for 2016. Well, we might as well get into it and start talking about it. The first thing I really want to talk about.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, he says as he finishes off his copper. We'll have a talk about that Copper Cup one afternoon. But
yeah, someday. I mean, we got a couple months here before pulling season starts, so we'll get into that.
Must be still cold in Buffalo, so must still be.
Yeah, actually, I think it just started raining out here, so lovely.
Oh, there you go. But we're going to talk about, and I'm truly honored, and the crew waited, and we're going to pop it up here on the screen for everybody to see the brand new paint, the brand new wrap on John and Mike Zacharias out of Messina, New York, partnering with the Pulling Radio Network this year. Ladies and gentlemen, the brand new Hulk. What a great looking vehicle. These guys go to extreme lengths to make everything look fantastic. And they are true competitors. They travel everywheres in the Northeast and into Canada. And I'm told they're on their plans this year. Are some pulls down with the KTPA to go visit our good friend Dave Fultz and Jeff Risk and the gang down there at KTPA. Along with heading down to visit the guys from Dragon Motorsports. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, what an amazing build these guys put up this year. And on the front of that, of course, coming down the track, leading the charge, the big logo from the Pulling Radio Network. So on behalf of everybody here at the Pulling Radio Network studios, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we are truly honored. Not only one this year, but now two vehicles with the Pulling Radio Network flag on the front. Of course, our two-wheel drive, Jason Gibson with the Youngblood, and they will be competing this weekend, Adam. They will be down in the Smoky Mountains. They will be down in Tennessee, and of course, you can listen to all that truck and tractor pulling action right here on the Pulling Radio Network. Unfortunately, it will not be live video, but it will be live audio. Dave Fultz behind the mic, and of course Eric Pruitt, the Godfather, down there running the board and making everything sound so crisp and so clean as always this coming weekend right here on the Pulling Radio Network. So you'll be seeing or hearing the Youngblood two-wheel drive back at it down there with Jason Gibson behind the wheel. We're definitely looking forward to that. They did a tremendous job on that truck, victorious at the down there in Kentucky at the Kentucky Horse Park, the Kentucky Invitational, the first of the year, and we unveiled our two-wheel drive logo truck there. And now at Keystone, we had the opportunity to unveil the 4x4 modified of the Hulk pulling team. So we're definitely excited about that, Adam. They did a great job on it.
They won Best of Show too for the Keystone Nationals. So that's just a testament to, I think, where some of these vehicles are taking us. I mean, they are gorgeous looking vehicles. They run just as good as they look.
Oh, no doubt about it. Now, who else hit? And now I know you and I got talking kind of pre-show here about some of the other best of shows. One of them was your pick. You said that he would be at least best of show, if not in the finals.
Yeah, Tyler Audette, your guest, I believe 2 weeks ago with the
Right.
Purebred Red, 1066. I mean, unfortunately, he didn't make it into the finals, but his brother, darn it, his brother ended up winning the championship. So that's really, really cool down there.
And right up there, we're posting.
Yes. There we go.
On the page. There he is. And
Nick
of course,
Audette.
Yeah, Nick Audette. Of course, look at that mad pulling pick. Look at that, boy.
Who's that guy?
I don't know. You kind of wonder where all these new pictures are going to come from.
I know, right?
So not only
we got it working better than last time.
Well, you get this.
I think that's because you're in charge this time.
Well, I'm running the board. That's why I'm sitting behind.
Yeah. You always said you were the boss, but actually, I think Angela was always the boss.
Yes, I think so.
Boss.
Right. Well, there you go. See, look, you get this nice cushy co-hosting job. All you got to do is sit back, drink your Moscow Moose, and talk to me.
Yeah, I mean,
here with 15 computers, 12 cameras, trying to make sure everything runs as smooth as possible. Don't worry. I do have my house slippers on, though, tonight. I do have my house slippers on, so. So we again, Nick Audette going into the not into the finals. Nick Audette making the finals with the utter obsession and going home victorious in that class, and Tyler Audette into the championship best of show. So the Audettes carrying a little bit of weight around their belt this past weekend. I know they had great passes, some good excitement in that class. It was great to see some of them guys make the way down there and enjoy the entire weekend while they were at Keystone. And hopefully you were able to watch it or listen to it live right here on the Pulling Radio Network. So
yeah, I know you were getting a bunch of feedback, during the whole thing about, the people really enjoying it. And I mean, people from all over the country that, they were, being a first event, if you're going to travel 10 hours, you're like, well, we don't know how it's going to be. But now you can actually see the event's very competitive, so hopefully, the people that did see it on here will eventually, come out and travel and see it in person one day.
Well, no doubt.
Go ahead.
No doubt about it. And it's something that we talk with quite a few of the board members and the people in charge on the Keystone Committee. Again, all volunteers putting in countless hours to get it done. And that was kind of the topic: is that how do we get this even farther to make sure that the folks at Keystone can, whether eventually they'll end up coming to this event. Maybe they'll see it, they'll be able to watch it and say, hey, it looks like a good time. Maybe I'll go there live and catch, or I can't make it, and I heard a lot of people, I couldn't make it Friday or I couldn't make it Thursday. So let me watch it. And then I'm going to go Saturday for the championship. Yeah. I don't feel left out. And boy, if they weren't there, we did the best we could with video and picture. I don't know which one you want to talk about first, Adam, but
yeah, I mean, I had the Wi-Fi hooked up to my phone the whole time, and I'm just loading photos. If they're watching my page or if they're watching obviously live, I mean, they got the best of both worlds this weekend for sure.
There is no doubt. There is no doubt about it. They were treated some great, spectacular things. And let me scroll down through the big pile of the big pictures. Well, let's kind of go with we'll throw this one out there. Now, you were a lot closer than I was, so let's talk about this poor boy. He was not the first one. He was the second one of
yeah. I'm sure most of the people listening on here were hopefully, on Mad Pulling Picks, and we had a couple vehicles just come apart. And it's not something that happens very often because, you know, the tensile strengths and the alloys and, you know, everything's getting better and better. But I think we found a couple loopholes this weekend, and I'll tell you what, it was one heck of a sight to see. I mean, you never want to see that, you know, for anybody, because, I mean, these people are putting their hard-earned money, you know, into these vehicles. You know, they would, I would say most of them work an everyday job, just like everybody listening. So, you know, to see something like that happen, you know, it's heartbreaking. I mean, for me, you know, and I see tons of hooks a year and I see a lot of breakage, but not like this.
No, there's no doubt. This one I think was probably the worst, due to the fact what we found out that there is frame damage to the tractor. There is a lot of damage to the tractor, and I'm almost pretty positive she's going to be a parts machine for the rest of its life. I'm hard pressed to say this tractor will see the dirt surface ever again.
Unfortunately, I mean, what do you got? Tanks there, a turbo, maybe a head if the valves didn't smack through it. Well, I mean, the rear end.
We'll bring this one back up, and
there ain't much left. You know?
You're being pretty optimistic, Adam.
Proof's in the photo, man.
There it is. You know, I got two good front tires. I got two back tires.
For him to get off the tractor and you know, stand up and put his arms in the air and wave, was pretty crazy, because I'm pretty sure I'd be crying right about that.
You and me both. And the comments that were being made, I'm like, you know, but again, as fans, as students of the sport, as some say, and, you know, as we get into this sport more and more, and, you know, the more hooks we get, the more horsepower we're turning out. It's bound to happen. Some of these are bound to happen. It like you said, you talked about alloys and size, and, you know, putting these babies right on kill, right to the edge. Kind of like what you and I were talking about earlier. You always see the truck guys on edge. Right on the edge of kill. Now we're starting to see the tractor guys really push the limits, and get horsepower, and put it to 13 and 15 100 horsepower, where these tractors were only built for 250 to 400. It's not even built for 400.
Yeah, and it's just because these classes are so competitive. I mean, these guys are literally filing and grinding away things to get 1 horsepower, 2 horsepower. I mean, it's crazy the detail that is inside these motors to get a half a horsepower. It really is.
There's no doubt. And the money put into it and the time, just like you said, it's just incredible what these guys are doing. So, unfortunately, one right there bites the dust, the big one. Well, the first one that we were we were shot with on Thursday night, and I'll let you talk about this one. Let me bring it up. There it is. Populate it.
Yeah, this video is courtesy of April. I texted April and asked her if we could use her photo. What she actually uses a video camera for the whole thing, and then she has an editing program that she goes in and pauses it frame by frame, and she can extract frames out of it. So this is kind of how she got this sequence. For this sequence, my camera was at my side. Usually I do not shoot pro stocks until about 100 foot because they're very reliable. Well, caused to be a mistake. Missy kicked my butt on this photo.
I think the text message that I was sending and receiving at the same time was, did you get that? Did you get that? Did you get that?
And I mean, I got it, but it wasn't. I mean, Missy did a great job. She was working with JR with Eastern Extreme. So when JR gets his photos, you know, up and about, definitely check out easternextremepulling.com, and you can go and check out all his photos of it, as well as buy any of the photos from this weekend.
Yeah, and a lot of guys had asked, and I guess a shameless plug for Eastern Extreme, and JR,
Yeah, he's the main sponsor of the show, so you kind of got to do it.
You got to give him the props. And in all honesty, the video cameras that we use here at the Pulling Radio Network are his. They are on loan and trying to get that project started. And we don't give him enough props, but definitely get over Eastern Extreme Pulling on the web. A lot of people asked if we were going to have the videos. We do not. Nothing was recorded. It was live. Once it was aired, it's gone. It's moved on. But definitely Eastern Extreme Pulling. You can find them on the web. Buy the video from them. They have it. Check out his pictures. They're the ones that handle the forum for quite a bit of the Keystone events, along with some USA and some other PA and Maryland hooks as well. Eastern Extreme Pulling, J.R. Richardson. Thank you very much for getting us there. But
and feel better, by the way, definitely.
Yes, I hope he does too. I saw him, and he definitely was. He was a hurting unit.
Yeah,
he tried to hide it, but nothing major. From what I'm told, strained shoulder muscle.
Something along those lines. So it definitely kept him out of shooting photos the whole weekend, So, I mean, for that to be the case, he had to have been hurting pretty good.
Oh, yeah. So, and then I was approached by a fella come over to me up in the broadcast booth up on the upper floor to the upper deck, and he brought me this picture. And there is the motor that had been removed, and I don't have a good motor picture or a good removal, but they ended up taking the motor out with the forklift. It was hanging out of the tractor.
Unbelievable. I don't know if I've ever seen that before either, being taken out with a fork truck. That was amazing.
Was incredible. And the tractor's name is Good News. I don't think it's ever going to be called that ever again.
No, I mean, I don't know. I just hate looking at these things because it's, what the people got into these and time and money, and it's like I said, it's heartbreaking. But it's part of the sport,
You're not kidding. And it was tough all weekend. Like I said, from where we were on Thursday night and then getting into where we were again with the New Holland, with the International again on Friday night, having some other detrimental issues with their tractor as well. I was kind of surprised that it was as bad as it was.
Yeah, I mean, from probably from your vantage point where you were sitting up on top of the little catwalk up there, I mean, it just, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, it just sounded, it just happened so fast. And there wasn't like a loud boom, like if a burst plate went off with a supercharger or whatever. It was just like you just heard metal hitting metal, and then all of a sudden the motor's just laying on the side of the tire. I was like, oh my gosh. And pretty nuts, man.
Pretty impressive. I mean, when you guys is close, and then as that went off, you guys all kind of gathered up around it, and I was like, what the heck are they all doing?
Yeah, just unbelievable.
All right, and as we're talking here, and I do appreciate the information that's coming in, and we're going to populate this if everybody can give me a second. We will bring this up. This is, if I can get it up here quick enough, this is a picture of the motor out of that John Deere of the. Oh, give me 1 second. To make it happen, it's hard when there's only one person. If we had a excellent producer in the house,
come on, you gotta move those fingers, man. Come on.
Yes, there it is. Here we go. Here it is on the floor.
Oh,
I don't care what everybody says. That's a bad bad. That is a bad.
When you during hunting season, when you see the deer up in the air and the guts laying on the floor, well, there you go.
Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind. No doubt.
I don't think there's much good there.
No, not at all. But I believe that tractor is still good. There's that tractor can be used. I believe they're going to be able to go down the track with that. Go down the track with that again.
All right. Yeah, I mean that's really cool. I mean, hopefully, you know, they can get the frame tweaked. I don't know. I don't believe that was a component chassis. I think both of these were, you know, the stock chassis with the ladder bars going to the rear end, you know, to tie them in and stuff like that. So definitely, you know, with the newer tractors and the components and stuff like that. I mean, you know, they're aiming to keep stuff safety wise. I mean, and we just want to say that nobody got hurt, you know, during any of these. So all the safety equipment that were on these vehicles did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Which is great. You know, I mean, yeah, it stinks that, you know, what happened, but in the end, nobody got hurt. You know, the drivers or anybody in the crowd from flying shrapnel or whatever. So
there was one comment I believe I saw on Facebook or possibly one of the forums that two major you know malfunctions. I mean major issues. And not one and then again, if you were there on Saturday morning, it happened again, or pardon me, Friday night with the diesel trucks. It happened again, and two lit on fire. And we had no issues whatsoever. We had, like I said, you know, nobody got hurt. You know, whether it was the safety staff or the, you know, the pullers, you know, no injuries, no nothing. You know, we were lucky, as lucky as we could have been, that nothing had happened.
Yeah, I mean you got that right. I think the whole fire thing was just the excess paint burning off of the smoke tube, but still there's a fire and everybody freaks out. You know what I mean? So I mean, you know, you just don't know. You know.
Now, the two pictures you sent me earlier this afternoon of the internals. Now, what tractor is that one?
This is the Sidewinder, the International.
Yep. So, yeah I mean, you're talking, oh, maybe the starter's good.
Yeah.
There's the end of the crank.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, I think you got the clutch is the round part up on the top. Yep. You know, then you got like obviously a gear of some sort, and then you just got the lopes, you know, for the crank. So you got like the first two pistons right there. The one's still attached, the other one's gone, and then you just have a 2.5 inch piece of metal just twisted to nothing. That, I mean, I don't know if you know what it takes to break a piece of 2 to 3 inch piece of metal, but that is a lot of power right there.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Let's see if we can. Let's see where I'm heading with this one now, Adam. Give me a moment. Oh, and then we get into later in the show, and I believe this one, the nutcase rolling the tire. That was Saturday.
That is the Screaming Eagle.
Okay.
That's yeah. That was in the light limited class, or the limited pro stock, and the light pro stock class 2. So it was almost in the same class. But I mean, I'm looking at that through my viewfinder, ready to take off. I don't want a 1,000-pound tire coming straight at me.
Oh, and if you see the wake on the tire, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching with us, I know quite a few of you are listening, and we are tonight. We are live on YouTube, video populating here. Myself and my brand new co-host Adam Draudt joining the full pull team here. The tire is coming at the cameraman. There's no doubt in my mind, and from where I was, it was hard to see it. I think at the time I was running the camera. We couldn't see it because we were on the house left side. You guys were on the house right side, and it was, if it let loose, it was definitely heading for you guys. So again, I think knock on wood again for the Keystone folks. Them 2-foot jersey barriers weren't stressed to the max. No beadlock blown off, with the whole interior of the tire had come apart.
Yeah, I guess what happened is the rim actually let loose from the hub, and the hub just destroyed the whole inside of the tire. I'm friends with I don't know if it's the brother or the son of this guy, but on Snapchat, but he was sending me photos of the rim, and it was just mangled. I mean, there was nothing left to it. All the mounting screws or the bolts were just gone. And it was like just a testament of the power that some of these machines are putting out, you know?
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So again, number 3, and then like we talked about, the diesel trucks 4 and 5 that night. So again, a little bit of carnage at Keystone this past weekend. Again, I believe everybody got lucky. You know, no injuries, nothing super serious. And we're glad to hear that. That everybody got a chance to walk away, as they say, with no major issues. So again, kudos to safety in our sport. We've done a job well done when it comes to that. So again, safety is key, ladies and gentlemen. Safety is key, and we want to continue with that throughout the year. With that, we got quick talking about best of shows. I go over quick on that one. Diesels, Jake Slingoff with the empty pockets, the small block 4x4, Jeff Mangle with the full bore, small block mini modified, Tom Dugan with the Ridge Runner light limited turbo, Brian Caparelli with his Ford, the Pro Farm, Adam Ritchie, the Pabst Blue Ribbon, the Super Farm, again, Tyler Audette, congratulations to them, the Purebred Red for best of show winner. Merle Hare and the Superstock with the Mad Dog. Light limited Pro Ron Beasley with the Farmall Fever. Congratulations to him. Had him on the show here a few weeks back. Did not get a chance to talk with them guys, but him and his brother Kendall, they did a great job. They made their way into the final. And we were definitely hoping that they were going to be able to chalk up some good numbers and get it down the track. Let's kind of get into that, my friend Adam. Light limited, light pros. What do you think? And what did you think? I mean, that was a good class.
That was a great class. The guy that ended up winning it, obviously GMS performance, Brett Payne on the Glot Miss. Converted from a Super Farm tractor. I believe these were the first 2 runs put on that tractor. So to walk away with a win was pretty darn impressive, I must say. Obviously, Brett Payne is, most known for his work with the Glot tractors that run the Grand National NTPA circuit, but kind of making his way, I guess he does some diesel work, but, well, I guess it just proves that, he's a pretty darn decent diesel guy too.
They ran the Glot tractor.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Thursday night, or was it Friday night? I believe it was Friday.
I believe Friday night.
Friday night, and I was down there with you guys down there in Photography Row, and was more than impressed to hear that turn on, launch, light, and go. And I'm telling you, it was probably a matter of a snap of the finger, and he was on the pile, no doubt in my mind. And just an incredible running piece of equipment. And that thing was there all weekend long for everybody to go visit in the pits and get their picture taken by it and check it all out. Again, congratulations to them guys. 2016 Glot Miss, 246 and 21 feet. Endless Torment at 245 and 86. The High Gear Harvester, of course, Kendall, 236 and 19, and Ron with the Farmall Fever at 229 and 89. In that class, boy, I'm telling you, it was an incredible run to watch them guys run. I was very happy to see it. Excited. Again, I don't get to see too many of the tractors, so I was, pretty much, glued right to the camera or glued right to the screen watching these guys or leaning over the rail. Very excited to see them guys go down the track.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, the past 2 years now, there's been a light pro that's won the class. Previous to that, I believe the past 2 years prior to that were a super stock, the White Fawn tractor, which we saw ran, but it actually ended up going out of bounds, the Jim Rand tractor.
Oh, yeah.
So, one of those classes where you just never know, and that a lot of it depends on how the track is. Some of the super stocks got the wider tires on, so sometimes it grabs better with the super stocks. Sometimes the light pro have the advantage. So it's different every year, which is kind of cool with that combo class.
Yeah, no doubt. And back to Best of Show Modified 4-wheel drive. John Zacharias, of course, the Hulk, partnered up this year with the Pulling Radio Network. Best of Show got them down there in Champions Row. Modified 2-wheel drive, Sabrina Reed with the Mischief Maker. 7,800-pound modified Amber Blizzard with the Unaffordable. The Mod Turbo, Travis Hinkle with Addicted. Pro Stock, Charles Pelletier, the CP Dream 2. And
did you get a chance to look at that tractor up close?
I went over it a little bit every time we tried to get over there. He had a crowd. The Hulk had a crowd. Pabst Blue Ribbon had a crowd. So it was hard to get. You knew the favorites. The favorites in that group when people were over there looking at them. So it was hard to really get up underneath or even close to it to really take a good look at them.
It's one of those tractors where if they open up the hood, you almost I don't know, you see like a bright light shining from it where it's like, oh, I mean, there's so much chrome underneath the hood of that tractor. It's really impressive. I mean, Charlie Pelletier takes more pride in that tractor. I don't even want to know how much time it takes him to clean that darn thing after a run.
Oh, yeah, there's quite a few of them that are like that, and we're going to jump into that. The modified 4-wheel drive wasn't my pick, but I did say don't count them out on the modified 4-wheel drive class. But the Hickok boys out of Pennsylvania got to run with these guys a little bit this past year with the Shootout Productions gang. The Grounds for Divorce going home victorious, trying to populate the rest of the mod 4-wheel drive winners here. Kind of hard to do when you got 15 cameras going and 14 other things going on. But also want to thank, not to take anything away from you, my good man, but big thank you to Frank Scott Roland Cole Photos for some of our
absolutely
night. Frank with him all week long. I had a chance to meet him the first time down at Keystone last year. We've become good friends, work with him a few times with Shootout Productions on the southern part of the state. And out towards you a little bit, and look forward to working with him again. He does say, Adam, I am the better looking one of the group, but you have a little more talent than he does.
Well, that's because I run a Canon.
Okay, that's the reason why. But he did say I was the better looking one of the two. So
well, I'll give you that one, I guess.
Well, I mean, he does wear glasses, so maybe we'll have to figure that one out. But Grounds for Divorce, the Hickok boys, 241 and 65. To the Extreme at 240 and 60. The Rage with Eric Muxel, 237 and 35. The Renegade, 234 and 41. Gone AWOL, fifth place for 234 and 24. And I was shocked they brought back as many as they did in the finals. And again, you can find all the final results. Good, quick, easy place to find them. Head on over EEP. So that'd be Eastern Extreme Pulling Forum. Look that up online. You'll be able to see all the results right there in front of you. Be able to look at them, make your comments on the forum to your heart's content. And congratulations to the Hickok boys going home victorious in their own home state in Pennsylvania. It was great to see that that down there. Work with them guys a few times. We do appreciate the support they have to the pulling sport and what they're doing out there. So was very excited for 4-wheel drive mods. Quite a few, Adam. Geez, I couldn't believe 3 qualifying sessions for the 4-wheel drive mods.
Yeah, I think that one was one of the classes that closed out, before the the end of registration. Yeah, it was tons of those guys this year. It was really good to see.
No,
They're
good,
very, very competitive class, that's for sure.
Yes, good, exciting class. We like them good, exciting classes. Where do you want to go next, my friend? How about one of your favorite classes?
One of my favorite classes would be the super stock, diesel and alcohol classes. You know, it was almost like an ESP hook. You know, we had living the dream. Why do you got a picture of Cheez-Ix up there?
I don't know. I clicked the wrong button.
Oh, jeez. I just looked up and I was like, he was there? That was from Louisville, buddy.
Louisville. How did I tell people all those from Louisville? Oh, boy. Screwed that one.
Anyway, so you got, you know, living the dream with Lance and April Mysek. Obviously, all three Everman tractors. You know, Jack Volk debuted his new tractor. Jeff Van Valkenburg was driving it. Unfortunately, he had some little bit of breakage with that one that kind of added to our carnage list as far as going up in flames. So I guess the thing with the whole super stock, yeah, here we go. Henry Everman with the forced decision. This was from the finals night. And then you got David Everman with the overruled tractor. With the kind of the father-son shootout. You know, they came back, both made full pulls. You had Tom Beggar with the Patriot. You had Kevin Windsor with the six-shooter. David Everman with the overruled, and Henry Everman with the forced decision, all for the finals night. And Tommy Beggar with the Patriot and six-shooter kind of fell a little bit short, and Henry and David decided to see who could go farther up the sand pile. And so we all heard that David wasn't going to come back in the pull-off, and I think because dear old Dad was the other one that got in, he wanted to see if he could better Dad, which anybody that knows that if you pull Empire State, if David beats his dad, he doesn't care if the tractor's laying on the ground in pieces as long as he beats Henry. It's a good day.
I like that. It's a good day if I can put the whooping to him, right?
Yep. So with that, you know, them guys are really competitive. You know what I mean? So it's you know, when they said that they were going to pull off, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. I mean, it definitely lived up to it. I think this was the only pull off of the whole weekend, I believe, and it was pretty cool for father-son. Yep. You know, obviously, father came out on top this time. I'm sure David will be waiting for him in Dansville. And
Well, the forced decision, full pull, and coming back 253 and 89, just like Adam said, up on top of the sandbank, as far and as fast as they could get it. Overruled with a full pull back for the pull-off. 246 and 85, just a little bit shy right there. The six-shooter, 255 and 52, and the Patriot at 247 and 10 on the call there for the Super Stock Finals. Now, where you want to head next, young man? What's where you want to head next? What's the next favorite class?
Well, we're kind of running on no notes today.
That's good. Luckily, you tell me, and I'll click and point. It seems to be. I just hope that's not how this is going to work all the time. You tell me what to do.
Didn't you say I was the boss before?
I think the argument down at Keystone was I get top billing. And yes, right. There it is. There's the picture from the argument. Round and round on Friday morning, I believe.
Yeah, during the garden tractors, during the diesel compact class.
Yeah, I think
another great class.
Yeah, I don't think there was a discussion about that. I think it was more.
I thought we were figuring out which Chinese buffet we were going to go.
Well, I think we started there. I'm not sure where else after that, but again, thanks.
I was going to say we never ended up going to the Chinese buffet. So
never went any. Now look at this one. Does it look like either one of us needs a Chinese buffet?
Yeah, that's for darn sure. I just want to say while we got this up. Thank you to XL Sportswear, my sponsor for the 2016 season for our brand new shirts. I know we talked about it a couple months back, but there they are. And we got so many compliments on them this weekend. I mean, they did just an outstanding job. So if you ever need crew shirts, t-shirts, a lot of people don't know that they do embroidery. So if you need hats embroidered, t-shirts embroidered, all kinds of different stuff. So definitely hit up XL Sportswear, on the web. I know they're on Facebook and stuff like that. So thank you very much to them for getting me those.
Yeah, and definitely thanks to
They
Frank.
still don't. I told her to get me the skinnier one, the ones that make me look skinnier.
I'm going to have to get 2 of them is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to get 2 of them. But again, thanks to Nolan Cole Photos, Frank Scott for them 2 shots. He was caged up on a sideline, and you and I kind of until we met Tiger and Eric Pruitt's buddy, and then we got thrown out. So I didn't know. It must be because I brought Eric back, or I let Eric leave. I'm not sure what happened there, but getting a lot of nasty grams all week long, and I said, "No, Eric's coming back. No worries, Eric's coming back." So,
is there anything going on in the chat room tonight, or since I can't see it?
They're going crazy. They got the chat room. Our Andrew Armstead is talking about not owning a fax and drinking beer somewhere in Michigan, and telling his wife girlfriend or wife to go get it for him, and that their show is going to be about hookers and blow and race fuel this week. So be sure to tune in Armstead and Post 9 p.m. 8 p.m. on the Pulling Radio Network Eastern Time this coming Thursday. So if you haven't listened to their past show, again, get over there, listen to it on the SoundCloud app, and check that one out as well. So let's bounce over to two-wheel drive. Let's see if I can.
Two-wheel drive.
Yeah, definitely. I was very impressed with the amount of two-wheel drives. I was very impressed with the two-wheel drives that made it to the finals. And, of course, her Dirty Money, 241 and 99, was also impressed that the committee ran the class early.
Yes.
And everybody got to see the class. Nobody got up and walked out. They stayed for the two-wheel drives. Round of applause and big thank you to the committee for doing that. It is one of my favorite classes when it comes to trucks. And I'm telling you, my friend Adam, I think the pro stocks, the 10,000, either the pro stock, I'm not sure yet. I'm kind of out on this. Either the pro farm or the pro stock is becoming my favorite class. I'm not sure yet.
Well, hopefully the pro stock, because then we'll have more to talk about.
Well, I'm thinking the pro. I am thinking the pro stock, and then
you need to come in. You need to come to Ohio with me, buddy. We'll show you what some pro stocking's all about.
You know, I was very impressed with how well they look. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. But the Keystone mod two-wheel drives, her Dirty Money 241 and 99, On the Edge at 237 on the even, Suffering Sanity at 236 and 79, and the Running Bear 231 and 78. So congratulations to the victors in that class. Again, good showing.
Female driver, by the way.
Yeah, female driver in there going home victorious. Starting to see that more and more, Adam.
Absolutely.
We're getting pushed around. We're getting pushed.
I know, right?
There's no doubt about it. Getting pushed around in the sport, and more power to them. Get them out there. We need more. We need all the support, as they say we can get. All the support we can get. So I guess we'll get into pro stocks. How's that? It'll make you feel better? We'll get into it. Pro stock.
All right. If we have to.
There you go. I guess we gotta.
We got, the Shipley boys. Mike Connie and Julia Connie couldn't make it to Ohio this weekend. So
Ohio.
Tim and Josh Shipley taking over driving responsibilities for the weekend and really doing a great job. I don't expect anything less from the Mac Daddy and Mac Nasty tractor. That's for sure. They bring it every week. No matter where they are, they could have massive failure. They're right back at it the next week. So it's I know they like to try a bunch of stuff. They work on a bunch of other people's vehicles. So it's pretty cool to see them get out there and And I think we were a bunch of pro stock short this year. You know, I know the Moores weren't there, and I think all 4 Martin tractors were there. You know, we had a couple from Canada, Last Chance with Chance McGrath and Kevin Taylor with the Bad Kitty. You know, what's that? Hoyt's, you know, Case Pending and Nutcase, gorgeous Case tractors. And I don't know which one is the winner here. I can't, you're pulling them up and they're a little bit grainy on my end, but regardless, I mean, both tractors kind of look the same. One says Daddy, the other one says Nasty here. So
the Mac Nasty going home victorious, 254.49.
Yes.
The Loose Cannon, 250 and a half. Mac Daddy a little bit shy of everybody, 239 and 74, and of course the Nutcase DQ'd. If you have not seen it, I told her I was going to borrow some of her videos. Go ahead on over to Moore Motorsports. Tara Moore, she did a great job putting up the videos as fast as she could. Again, they're short, 10, 12-second ride clips are from the start to the finish, and no more, no less. And she got a good one of the Nutcase, and I was down there running the camera at the time, and boy, I felt bad because they put it on the pile. They were deep on the pile. I think they had the win for the pile, and unfortunately, they put the panel. Nobody tightened the nuts up on the panel, so they ended up
tough break.
Huge. Nutcase was definitely the right name. Might have to change it to Loose Nut. Unfortunately, somebody didn't tighten the nut that day, and the panel come off, went right under the right side wheel, shot that sucker right underneath the sled, and they put it up on the sand pile. And I think, if I remember, it was all a 255, 240.
Oh yeah, he would have won the class.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Hands down.
He was they were there and then some. So tough break for them. Would have liked to seen a little change. I mean, it was a good run. That they won
was 2 years ago. They won the pro stock class there. So they had it. You know,
they had it, and that's what happens. You know, the sport is, as they say, a game of inches, and in this case, you got to keep your nuts about you.
Darn right.
Darn too.
Keep your nuts attached.
That's right. Well, I guess we'll head on over. Let's see what we're gonna populate. Who is this guy? Let's see. Rolling Thunder.
Hey, I called this one, didn't I?
Yeah, my turbo class.
Out of anybody we guessed, I'm the only one that got one right.
I think you got one right.
I'll tell you what. I'm good friends with Heather and Kevin. You know, no disrespect to any of the other, you know, competitors out there. They're texting me Wednesday. Supposedly they ordered pistons from California like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Never got them in. So long story short, they did not get this tractor back together until about 6 or 7 o'clock Friday night to come and pull there Saturday morning.
Well, they did a great job. It was nice to see.
Absolutely.
And like you said, one of the ones that you picked, Rolling Thunder, 257 and 47, Bleeding Blue, 252 and 32, the Little Stinker, 246 and 30, the Red Addiction, 245 and 99, Cadillac Red, 238 and 57, up there in the finals. Good running class. Very cool to see as much blue, as many blue tractors I think I've seen in a long time at any event. And it seems to be the Keystone way from when we were down there last year, is that there are quite a few blue tractors that play along down there in the sand.
Yeah, that's kind of why this poll's really close to me, because of most people that know me, I love the color blue. So, you know, the Foresters bring in a lot of different vehicles that are blue. And throughout the years at Keystone, we've seen numerous. Chad Bach with Simply or Nastier, Forrest Kemp with the Nightmare. I mean, just tons and tons of Spanky's Toy. The Roberts out of, I think, Nebraska or something. You know, I mean, just from everywhere. So it's pretty cool to see. That's why we love going down there every year. You never know what's going to show up on that driver's list next.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Well, let's see where we're heading next here. We'll see where we're heading.
How much more time do we got? Are they chasing us out or what?
No, remember, I'm
Oh,
in charge around
you're
here.
the boss.
You get top. I'm the boss. You got top
I'll
billing.
say it because you don't know how to say it. Jeff Michelacci, because in the Demented Tractor.
There you go.
Light limited turbo winner. So huge. I mean, and this class is just packed. I noticed finally before they used to run single cut tires. Now they can run the double cuts, and pretty darn cool. I think some of those tires gave some of the guys a little bit of a fit because it was throwing them around and they weren't really sure how to react with them because they're so used to pulling on them other tires. I think from the conception of that class, it's always been single cuts. So a little bit different look to these tractors, and it's all of them look sharp. Light limited turbo classes is one of my favorite classes to watch down in Keystones.
Oh, very, very cool. And again, you see a lot of these tractor guys, it's about paint, it's about chrome, it's about polish. It's incredible to see what these guys are doing. And then like you talked about, go pop the hood on some of these. They look like street
showroom
street rods. It is,
I mean, holy cow.
It is amazing, what these guys are doing. And definitely you got to get into pits. You got to see these things. And we do appreciate what the Keystone guys do down there, the Keystone Committee, allowing us to wander around in the pits all afternoon, throughout the entire weekend. And you have the opportunity to meet the drivers, get your hero cards, sign autographs, get pictures with them. It's great. It's great to see. I'm very happy that they're doing that. And you've heard time and time again Monday night with Jason Schultz on the Let's Grow Pulling show this past week. You can catch it on SoundCloud. He had some huge promoters on there, Don Slama, Gaffney himself, and some others, and they were talking about how do you make it fun, how do you make it exciting for everybody, for the families, for the fans. And that's what you do. You allow people to go out there and go and visit everybody and go see the drivers and go see the tractors. And you have that opportunity when you are down in Keystone.
Yeah, I think that's another issue for another topic for another day. But real quick, I mean, in order to keep it interesting, we go to a couple pulls up in Canada where they play music throughout the whole pull, just country music, and that really keeps people into it and keeps them moving. And I think, like I said, we'll talk about that on another show, but, it'd be cool to hear back from a lot of fans, as far as what that goes. You got pull up a picture of the mod winner, Feeling Froggy Extreme. I think it's, is it Mike Schoeneman? I believe it's pronounced.
Yes, Mike Schoeneman out of Rollins, Indiana. Yeah, he come a long way. Was not the farthest traveled, but the Feeling Froggy at 252 and 31, Unaffordable at 241 and 66, the Tough Enough at 241 and 39, and the Unstable at 237 and 92. Running singles or singles. You could be a blower on a single, but you had to be, if you ran two, naturally aspirated. So natural aspirated. So it was really cool to see the difference out there with some of these guys. They were all loud as heck. It didn't matter which one it was. They were loud as heck. We had a great time with that class, and I was pretty amazed how many showed up and how many are not from New York. There's very few here in New York, very few. There's a good handful of them in Mass. The rest seem to come from Pennsylvania and Maryland, Virginia. Like you said, a couple out of Indiana had made the trek over, but that seems to be where the bulk of them guys are against 7,800-pound modified class.
Yep. I think, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think maybe a lot of our guys are just set up to run the triples and, they just don't want to switch over or whatever. So for whatever reason, that's what it is. It's a lot of local or more local guys out of interstate and just a couple from spread all over the place.
Yep.
So we got diesel trucks.
Diesel trucks, Barter Turbo going home victorious. He almost didn't go anywhere except for the scrapyard on Friday night.
Yeah, do you know more about this than I wasn't real familiar with, kind of what happened here.
What I'm told was from a couple of the guys that ran that class that he popped an injector line.
Okay.
And they did some damage up underneath. Wasn't as bad as they had thought originally. Were able to work on it a little bit Friday night and then get it all back together during the day Saturday. Knew Saturday morning that they were coming back. I believe they figured that it wasn't as bad as they intended, but I got to tell you, and I'll probably catch all holy heck for this. I was kind of disappointed in the class. A big diesel fan myself. Had high hopes for several of these drivers. Knowing several of the drivers' backgrounds, not knowing them all personally, but I was a little disappointed in the class. I expected a lot more of the diesel 4x4s. I expected a whole lot more, like we had talked about last Tuesday. I was hoping for more of them. And again, if you want to send a hate mail, pullingradionetwork@gmail.com, it comes right direct to me. I'll take a look at it, and I'll tell you exactly how I feel about it. But I think the PPL rule change is definitely going to affect these classes for 2016 and into 2017.
It's a very, very good possibility. I think, like you said, we touched on it last week, but we might be seeing that. I mean, I don't think any East Coast guys came up to pull at all. No. It was still a good class, but it wasn't as exciting as it usually is.
Yeah, I think, again, like you just said, I think it could have been a more exciting class. It wasn't as good as it could have been. I was kind of surprised that 3 were scratched right off the bat before they even made the dirt inside. I don't have much background on that. Wanted to get more, and just kind of people were not really talkative when it comes to that class. And I tell you, a good friend of mine, Dave Jacobs, he just sent me a message here about some things. And when he got to the track, when he came up, he was last in the class and unfortunately popped a band clamp on his exhaust. I thought as he got loaded up and ready to go and was ready to launch, he had as good a chance as anybody to at least get himself in that top 4 position. And I think once them 3 scratched, the guys, James Barter made his pass, kind of went up in smoke. I truly believe that it could have been anybody's game right after that, because you could tell the difference in the track. You could tell how loaded the sled was. I believe the sled was very heavy for the entire night, not only just Thursday night, but Friday and even into Saturday. I truly believe that it was too heavy. But again, it's not my choice. I'm not the one behind the scenes. I'm not the one making the call. But I think we should have seen more of these vehicles hitting that 240 mark and getting even closer to the sand pile than they actually did.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. That's very true. I love nothing more than to see them run. I think they ran into a couple problems a few years ago with a couple of the classes, the light super stock class with Mike Wilhite hitting the wall. So I think they're very, very cautious now to let them run because they know the effects of what can happen if something gets out of hand.
Not only that, we saw what I think a lot of guys are taking into account what had happened at Murray,
Kentucky. Yes.
Yeah, when them got back the wall, and we saw what happened in Gordyville, where the one tractor comes up over, and he was heading for the top of the sand pile. He's right up, and he was halfway up the sand pile. We've seen little issues like this throughout the season, and again, I shouldn't even call them little issues. I should just call them issues and take the little right off it, because when it comes to what happens, they're not little at all. They are concerning. They are safety issues. But is it going to be? Are we just going to let them run to 230 and just hold them there and let them burn down and that's the end of it? How exciting is indoor going to stay?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing. You have the same sled that they use indoors, they use outdoors. This is the same sled that's having problems stopping a tractor on a 350-foot track sometimes. So now you're taking that same sled and trying to stop them in 230 foot. That's asking a lot from your equipment. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and yeah, winter pulling gets us through, gets the itch taken care of a little bit. It's kind of like the Band-Aid on the sore, I guess you could say. I mean, it takes care of it a little bit, but I still don't think anything beats outdoor 60, 70-foot plumes of smoke in the air. You know what I mean?
No doubt. I agree 100% with you, Adam, and I guess that could be a whole topic for another show. You and I we've talked about it. It seems like a lot of this is going to stem into this and come from two different trains of thought. And I tell you something, my friend, I
hope we disagree sometimes, because it'll be fun to work through it.
Well, and I think that's what you're going to see. You know, again, a tractor guy who is on one end, yourself, who's more into tractors and have been to larger events, and you're behind the camera. Not to say that's a hard job. I'll leave it at that.
Well, I sure ain't losing any weight because of it.
Well, as an announcer, you would think I'd be thin because I run up and down the track.
At least your cheeks would be thin from talking.
I keep them warm. I keep them covered. That's why they're so thin. That's why I have a beard. Keep my cheeks warm. That's right. That's right. Well, Adam, closing remarks, last thoughts here as we close out the 2016. We're going to put it in the books. Here it is. We're going to close it right there. The 2016.
Right on.
And we're going to close it right there.
Hell of a show. I'll tell you what, if anybody is even considering going, just do it. I mean, you won't be disappointed. You really won't. With the reserve seating now, they really seem to take care of that issue that a lot of people had complaints about. It definitely, sets the show apart, and it makes it not only one of the best, but now it definitely makes it one of the best. I hands down, I think Harrisburg is one of the best polls in the country as far as indoors.
Yeah, and you had
a little biased, but that's fine.
And you had the opportunity this year to be in Louisville, so you were at the granddaddy of the big shows. As they say, the Super Bowl of indoor polling for the year. And then you come to Keystone again. Again, I feel the same way. I've been to Louisville once. This is my second trip to Keystone. Hope to be able to put Gordyville under the books and Murfreesboro and Kentucky Invitational in the next year. But again, we have a good time at Keystone. It is well enjoyed, and then we like you said, takes that edge off and gets us ready for the outdoor season.
Bring it on.
That's right. Let's
do it.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The first ever episode, the full pull with, I have it as Ray Tylutki and Adam Draudt, but I'm told you're telling me it's full pull with Adam Draudt and Ray Tylutki. I'm not sure how that's going to go.
Just leave the last names out, Ray and Adam, or Adam and Ray, whatever works.
There it is. Full pull with
nice
Adam
and short.
That's right. Nice, like you, nice and short. Full pull with Adam and Ray, taking pulling even farther in 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Tylutki on this end of the dial. We appreciate everything all you great fans have done. See, there's the closing music. Now they're already throwing us out.
It didn't take long. We ran a little bit over, but we appreciate everybody for watching, and stay tuned for next week.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Draudt, Ray Tylutki, the full pull. Good night, everybody.
Later.